Football tussle is back, and what a week it's been there.
Did he ever leave? But he's back.
I know.
Did we ever leave?
Well, we might not have left, but we had a little, breather in between episodes anyway, just to try and catch up with the last 7 days there still. And what a 7 days it's been in Champions League, domestic football, you name it still. But anyway, let's maybe we start with tonight's game there, because tonight's game, it had fundamental stuff regarding the race for the Prem there still. So let's start on that one. Who wants to start on that one about Crystal Palace pulling out a miracle? Even though it's not too much of a miracle, because Crystal Palace are Man City's bogey team. They've stopped them scoring twice this season now. So who wants to kick off with that? Even though I've kicked off with a little bit.
You have kicked off on that. I wouldn't speak too much. I'll just say it's pure arrogance from Pep. Pure arrogance, not to make no attacking substitutions, not to know for the fact that Grealish doesn't add nothing to the team. Not to, even though he did create some chances today, let me not be too hard on him. But for you not to make no changes, and you know that if you don't win this game, that's got Liverpool right back at you. Yep. You know, and as an Arsenal fan, I'm very upset now, because now that game, the stakes for Liverpool are just going to be higher. So for us to get a result now would be of a mad one, you know. But and then fantastic work from Crystal Palace. Like, they actually, when they play like that, they deserve to be higher up the table. Yeah. When they play like that, and the Nigerian player there, Olise, even though he was to play for England or wherever it is, should have rolled for Nigeria and learn from Zaha. He's a good player, man. The left foot, man. You could do with him in Nigeria, and he's from Delta as well. So, you know what I'm saying? Come on, man. Do the right thing, Olise.
Let me jump on that. Let's say quickly, because now that is a good result, like for Crystal Palace, like you say, you know. But I'm just gonna quickly say this. I'm gonna blame Pep Guardiola at the end of the season if they don't win the league.
You said it. You said it. Yeah, you said it.
You've said it for many episodes. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
Back to you, CIC.
Yeah, I agree with what you both said there still. For me, Pep's done this quite a few times in previous seasons. He's got away with it, but sometimes he doesn't get away with it in games. For me, make substitutions.
I don't understand. What kind of arrogance?
That's too arrogant, especially when you got people like Sterling that will add good pace to the attack.
I don't know why you don't want to bring good play him.
And Jesus or whatever's, for me, are you trying to say it was a disrespect to what was on the bench there, that you're saying that you're not going to make no changes because I got nothing on the bench to change it? But for me, Palace they rode their luck, which obviously when you do play Man City, especially if you're a lower team, you're always going to have a bit of luck to see you get a result anyway.
That was poor.
Patrick Vieira and Crystal Palace.
No, Pep, I'm just thinking about it now. I just have to look at my phone again. I look at the players on the bench once again. You had Sterling on the bench, you could change the game. You had Jesus. You had Gundogan who could pop in. Like, why can't you make a change? Why can't you make a change?
Arrogancy. What's it called? I don't know what he said after the. Because if I was a reporter, I would have asked him that question there. When you know that, you get to 70 minutes, 75 minutes, why don't you make a change? I don't know if he was asked after the game, because I didn't get to see his,
Shocking.
It's nice to see changes when they're playing, you know, when it's all attacking.
But it's banged the door wide open there, and as Grand Champ said, it's made the game against Arsenal Liverpool even hotter than it would have been before. But for me, it's going to be a tough game either way, because Arsenal's in form, even though Liverpool's in top form themselves there still. But this is the little opening that once again that Liverpool must take there still. It's going to be a tough game on Wednesday evening still. But Liverpool there, they should have their tails up. Arsenal's going to be tough, but we'll talk about that later on anyway. But well done to Palace anyway.
Well done
to the title race is wide. It's been kicked wide open there still.
Big time.
Yeah. Let's move on to the biggest game of the weekend, which was on Saturday afternoon or Saturday early evening there. It was Man United versus... Sorry?
Arsenal Leicester?
Well, I did say Saturday. I didn't say Sunday, but we'll come to what's it called, Arsenal Leicester in due course. There still. I know you're happy there still, but we'll come to them anyway. But yeah, Man United there versus Spurs there still, the so-called biggest game of the weekend there. Well, for what's it called, for
biggest game
there or goals, you can't what's it called, discount it. But
more like loads of
they were poor
defending.
Okay,
poor defending. Yeah. Both teams are useless at defending. And my goodness, when would Harry Maguire get dropped? Flipping out, man.
It's been dropped.
No, what? How many games? Being dropped is when you don't play for like at least 5 games. That's being dropped to
play. Then who's going to play?
They got other defenders. They got Lindelof, Varane, Bailey. They got other players that could play. But for me,
go on.
No. I'll let you speak. But I'm going to say the defender was awful in both teams. Kudos to Ronaldo scoring a hat trick. But it's only against Spurs. Man. Ronaldo's not scored in that many games in 11 games, 1 goal.
Before that game, it was 15 hours without scoring.
Yeah, without goals, and the man does the goal scoring hat trick again. But then when you play against Dyer, whatever his name is, Sanchez and Romero and all sorts of crap, Davis.
Yeah,
it is what it is.
Definitely. United, they just need to keep it up. That's the thing. I'm not surprised they
won. Keep what up. Keep what up.
Because the game before that, they lost.
They keep nothing up.
Keep winning and just keep constantly and just get into your top 4. That's what it is. I'm not gonna get over the board and then team fans should not get excited. There's still a long way to go, but just keep going. But one thing about Ronaldo, though, that I would say, I don't think we would ever see any kind of player like Ronaldo again in world football.
It's true.
That's what I just think.
Well, it's true. Yeah, go on.
You never know.
Football wise, we will see like players like when I'm in skills, but when I'm in the record, I'm just talking about the record. I don't think we would see any other record.
Maybe.
We'll see. But for me, as what's it called, Grand Champ mentioned as well, that Ronaldo loves playing against Spurs. That's now I think 15 career goals in the league, I think, against Spurs there still. So he does love scoring against Spurs there. For me, before that game, even though we don't know what happened there. We were talking about Granddad Ralph was saying he had a hip injury. That's why he went to Portugal. Whatever it was, maybe he was dropped and he was angry. He just went. But before that, he had only scored 1 goal in 15 hours. So yes, wow. the king rolled back a few of this old brilliance there against a shoddy backline of Spurs. But it wasn't helped by Spurs being so crap in the defense anyway. Eric Dyer was saying to Ronaldo, shoots. And then even with Spurs did well to get back into the game twice and to get back to 2-2. You don't blow it. Take the 2-2 and go back home to London or whatever, and then say that. But you don't let Ronaldo. I mean, he's brilliant in the air, but you don't let him get the hat trick there. It's just nonsense. This is why you would say both of these two teams do not deserve to be playing Champions League football next season.
They don't. You see,
they're a mess.
You see when Ronaldo had the ball. When Ronaldo had the ball. When Ronaldo had the ball for the first goal, Eric Dyer was pushing backpedaling. Why? It's Ronaldo. You ain't got the pace to beat you no more. Why are you backpedaling? You gave man so much space to take a shot.
Maybe he forgot who it was there. Maybe he lost himself in transit there still, but he blew himself of the highest order. Look what happened there. So, but for me, it was a must-win game for each of the two teams anyway. I mean, Man United got away with it and came out of it with a victory there because obviously they're playing catch-up with Arsenal there, who have got the games in hand there. So whoever, for me, I don't see Spurs a bit like Man United, but Spurs
got a game in there as well, isn't it?
They've got a game possibly, but Spurs can't win back-to-back games. They can't win 3 games in a row. So that's why Spurs, for me, you can rule them out from finishing top 4 there. I've already said about West Ham. West Ham are not going to finish there. We'll talk about West Ham when we get to that game. Man United, yes, they have the experience and the quality to finish there, but Man United are now in the camp of where they have to rely on Arsenal to drop points for them to get in the back door. So for me, these two teams don't deserve it, but sometimes in football, deserve doesn't mean nothing nowadays.
It's
but
true.
anyone want to get a final say on that game there still? Even the one thing there, I mean, the penalty for what's it called, Spurs there, it was almost identical to the one that Man United had turned down still. So it was an interesting one on that one. VAR, I think possibly because the referee gave the Spurs one, that's why it was not over. It wasn't looked at, because they said yes. Correct. The other one for Man United, the referee had said no, and the VAR didn't see no clear and obvious mistake. That's why it wasn't given them. But for Man United, they wouldn't be too concerned because they won the game. But let's move on to the other games on Saturday there still. Starting with the lunchtime kickoff, where obviously Liverpool needed to win the game against one of their bogey teams there, Brighton away.
Yeah, Liverpool struggled that game.
I wouldn't say struggled. They started normally the lunchtime games. Some of these big teams, when they start on the lunchtime games,
it's a bit difficult.
On Saturday, they start a bit cold, like they're still sleeping or whatever. But the thing is, those teams, the smaller teams, when you see that the big team is kind of like sleeping. When you do have chances, you must take them. Because the sleeping giant's gonna wake up. And when they wake up,
sleeping
they
giants.
score. That's it. Let's be true. Bias or no bias, let's be truthful. And for me, as we've already talked about, the way Diaz is settled into the Liverpool team, like butter on bread or whatever, hot butter on bread or whatever you call it. For me, the brilliant bravery on the goal there. He scored brilliant for him to be so brave, but for me, the goalie should be sent off.
To be so brave, did you see him on the floor? He was pretending. Did you see what he was doing on the floor?
Yeah.
Well, watch the replay. Watch the replay. Yellow card was okay. Watch the replay again and watch what he was doing. He was fine. Yeah, he was completely fine, and he was looking there. He was looking. He was saying this. He was looking at it like
it was a red card.
No, not a red card.
I'm saying the yellow card. He came out. Okay, the goalkeeper's come out. Yeah. Oh yes, he's missed the ball, but. He knew. Any way to try and get the ball anyhow.
Yeah. I don't believe no.
Yeah. Now for me, it's a red card anyway. Day of the week.
Not for me anyway.
What the referee bailed him out anyway, because if the goal hadn't gone in, it would have been a penalty and a red card.
Yeah, but not for me anyway. I'm glad they didn't get a red card anyway. But not
thankfully,
and they play acting as well from Diaz. Watch the replay again and see what he was doing.
I've seen it.
He's one of those kind of players, definitely. I'm not hating South American players, but, they put that in their locker, like.
Watch it again. It's my phone right here. Watch it again.
I was watching it.
What's it called? For me, I stick with it being a red card anyway. But at the end of the day,
2-1 on the show, so you've been defeated.
Anyway, at the end of the day, it didn't cost Liverpool anything still, and thankfully he was fine. And then Salah got his 20th goal there. I think that's 5 seasons in a row now. Was it that he's got 20 or more in the Prem? Sensational, stats there from him. But we're still having the problem of the long saga regarding the contract there. Still.
What's happening? Klopp did say that there's nothing Liverpool could do now, and blah blah. It's down to Salah.
I think the problem is,
and then Mo Salah's agent left cryptic messages on Insta.
That's what agents do. That's what agents do. I don't think Liverpool can afford 400,000 there. That's the problem. For me, they're trying.
No, the guy's been sensational. 20 goals with 5 seasons. He deserves the money now.
He's on 200,000 already. For me, as I said previously on previous episodes, if they can come to some kind of middle ground of 350 to 375, and then maybe you put in some inclusive bonuses to try it.
So let me understand. If you're gonna give him 375, why not 4?
Well, I said 350 to 375, but
wait, hold on a second. You said 350 to 375, so we go with over number.
Unfortunately, it looks like it might have to be an impasse then, and he might have to go when his contract finishes. Because at the end of the day, Liverpool's not like Man United and all those, and maybe Man City and Chelsea possibly giving players because obviously if they give him that, then Van Dijk would knock on the door Allison might knock on the door, and Mane might knock on the door. Not to say they want the same amount of money, but it breaks the wage structure. So we'll see how it goes anyway.
That's why Diaz is in, you know. You never know.
Yeah, you have to start. You have to start. Formulating other plans there, just in case.
Who's Diaz? He's a younger boy, man. What does he know, man? But yeah.
Well, Diaz has started well anyway, and the main thing is let's see what is it Cedric Sowers or whatever his name is. You're right back there because I don't know when the Japanese guy's coming back anyway.
He's flipping his Tomiyasu's hamstring is like sushi there.
There you go.
The game is in 2 days' time, guys. The game is.
But yeah, moving on there, Liverpool did what they needed to do was get the 3 points to keep the pressure on them, Man City.
Yeah, let's move on from Liverpool, please.
What's happened there?
Can we move on from Liverpool?
Sorry?
Can we move on from Liverpool now?
Yeah, we'll just quickly talk about Brighton. Brighton have got enough points in the bag to say that they're safe from relegation.
They've not won the last 5 games. Defeats.
That's the thing about Brighton. Either they draw or they lose. Remember when Brighton?
All defeats. Look at that.
Remember earlier on in football tussle earlier in the season, we were saying Graham Potter, what a man, done very well. Right? Brighton 3rd and 4th there. What's it called? Doing all this there still, but
yeah.
The points that they got early have saved them from being in the mire. That's all we got to say there, and that's what we move on to the Sunday game anyway. Let's move on to Sunday. Yeah. What's happening on Sunday? We had quite a few games on Sunday because there was a record. I think 6 games.
There was a lot of games on that weekend.
Yeah, because of Europa and some stuff there. Let's start with the Chelsea game there, the Chelsea versus Newcastle game, where Chelsea just about scraped through. Once again, we've been saying it for quite a while. Chelsea do struggle to find goals there.
Guys, this is what I'm just gonna say.
I think Chelsea been doing all right with everything surrounding them recently. Yeah, I felt off the pitch, obviously. So, and I felt having that cloud uncertainty, and then obviously they play in the Newcastle side that have been,
unbeaten. I think
exactly. They've been unbeaten. They've come back strong. So beating them was always going to be a tough game anyway. So I think they did well, but I sort of knew Chelsea were going to win that game. It was just a matter of time.
So there's one. We'll talk about what's VAR again. What is your my fellow Tusslers view on Carl Havertz's elbow then?
Oh, you should know. You should know about that. Mane does that on a regular. I'm
going by what you said it previously with what's it called?
Exactly.
The goalkeeper of I'm not talking about the goalkeeper of Brighton, Sanchez, where you said it was not a red card, it's yellow. So I'm going by, for me, Carl Havertz is so lucky. That's a red. Or is it Mane amber?
It's a Mane amber because Mane gets away with it. So you know if Mane gets away with it,
with elbowing and
I don't know why he's so sour.
We play you guys on Wednesday. No friends here. No friends.
You'll be more sour. You'll be more sour this time on Wednesday night.
Well, anyway. let's see then. Let's see what happens on Wednesday.
Go on a footy.
You see with elbowing, it's so hard. Yeah, I think when you're going for the ball, you have to raise your arms. Honestly,
you have to go
like that.
I don't understand. If you don't do that, you're getting elbowed in your face at the end of the day.
So your policy, AY Footy, is let me elbow the person first before he elbows me. Is that your policy?
I play football, yeah.
Is that your policy? Yes or no?
That's the policy, sir.
All right then. I'm surprised you didn't have the same amount of red cards as Patrick Vieira then.
It's standard, honestly, it's just standard.
But anyway, Chelsea needed to still keep picking up the points there, obviously because of Arsenal are breathing down their necks because they got the games in hand. And another thing is, we can now see why Lukaku's not even getting a look in, even though Thomas Tuchel struggling with his name there, just like Chelsea are struggling with the kitty money there to fund them flights and stuff.
Too much villain as well.
But anyway, maybe even though their TFL.
Even though,
Oyster cards, anyone? Do I know
even
what
though
the oyster card is? Thiago Silva says.
I
You
feel
do now. Sorry, go on.
No, I was gonna say something quite serious as well. I was gonna say I feel like this whole Chelsea being sanctioned and Abramovich. For me, I don't want to get into politics. I probably don't really know much about politics, but the shit it stinks. It flipping stinks. It stinks for me because for me, first of all, you didn't quiz my guy. There was no moral ground of saying that he made his money correct with corruption or whatever. It was all dandy roses. Then things go wrong. Not like he's the one attacking Ukraine. Flipping Putin is attacking Ukraine. But to try get back at him, you sanction Chelsea. And then I'm seeing the other day in Formula One, a guy, the one of the drivers got sacked. I don't know if because it's Russian. For me, that's ridiculous. For me, now, hold on a second. I just want to vent. That to me is ridiculous. Why am I losing the job? I didn't talk. Okay, they want to blame Abramovich for having ties with Putin, right? Yeah. Right? What does the F1 drivers got to do anything with Putin?
I agree with you.
So why is he losing his job? Why is he losing his job? Why is he losing his job? It's ridiculous, bro. It's actually ridiculous.
I agree with you.
Go against the guy. Go against the eye. Don't punish people who are undeserving of his of the whole thing.
He should have lost his job there.
Why? So why is he losing it then?
He lost his job because obviously in F1 is sponsorship, is a high sponsorship and sport there. So if you're linked with the wrong kind of PR stuff, you lose.
He wasn't linked though. He don't know the whole thing. He wasn't linked with wrong PR stuff. No, he was just Russian.
His dad has links to what's it called? His dad has links to Putin. Just a bit like
everybody. Anyone that's rich and has probably been to like a rich event in Russia is linked to Putin. Get out.
Well, that's how it goes. Like it or not, that's the world we're living.
I know. But in the same world, I'm going to voice my opinion. I don't agree with it. But yeah, let's go.
Well, it's not good for Chelsea. I can't see a good. Honestly, I'm sorry, but I just can't see nothing good happening for Chelsea.
They will have to be sold, which is maybe going to happen in the next few weeks or coming months. There,
apparently,
but the thing is, whoever takes over might not spend the money like Roman has. But unfortunately,
imagine if I buy the club, I'm gonna try and sell one of the best players straight away.
Why?
Why would you?
You watch as soon as
who would you sell? You mean Lukaku? Even though he's not the best player, but how much would you get for him?
You get
Lukaku's a punching bag.
How much?
I don't know, but Chelsea will get good money for Lukaku.
You must be kidding.
No. Hold on. They won't get good money for Lukaku.
Of course they will.
They won't get the money that they spent on him.
They will get good money. They will get at least 60 plus. They will get that.
Oh, so 60 plus after spending 100 million. What's it called? The summer.
No, it wasn't 100 million. It was 92.
How much was it then?
92, something like that.
So almost. So what's it called? So 92, just like that, and you're saying 60 plus.
Yeah. Yes.
The money's dropped, and that's not good business in 1 month. In 1 year.
It's nothing new. It's nothing new to Chelsea. It's nothing new to Chelsea.
Yeah, but it's nothing new. But it doesn't mean that it's good business.
No, it's not. It's not good business. But they'll make money substantial.
Want to leave him on the bench then and we keep talking.
Who's going to buy him? Who's going to buy him?
Lukaku is still quality. The numbers don't lie.
Who's going to buy him?
The numbers don't lie.
Well, we're talking about the numbers in the graphics when we do the editing. And anyway, we know about his numbers anyway. 7 touches there.
It's this season. The guy's barely playing. But anyway, let's move on.
Anyway, let's move on there. Unlucky. I mean, Newcastle or unfortunate not to get a penalty there. Trevor, is it Chalobah there? Definite penalty. VAR. I don't know what they were looking at.
Is that penalty?
It's a penalty.
Is that penalty? Hey, why is that penalty?
If it's for the bigger team, they give the penalty.
I'm asking AY. I'm asking AY, not UCS. AY.
The pen.
Yeah. So you've lost that one there. There you are. You want to ask him again? Just to make sure. But anyway, Chelsea did well to get the victory there, even though it was at the last minute. Let's move over to a team that is in total dismay on and off the pitch.
Can I guess?
Well, you can. Quickly.
Everton.
Oh yes, Everton versus Wolves, and the Wolves are starting to find their teeth again. But my goodness, you look at Everton. We were talking about some teams' lineup is so poor. You look at Everton's team there; the names are awful.
Awful. Let me read out the lineups. Let me read out the lineups for the Everton.
We're not disrespecting the names.
You have to. You have to. I'm sorry.
Let me read out the names that started. So at Everton, we had Kenny, Championship defender. We had Oldgate,
League One.
Oldgate, Championship defender. No, the whole Championship. Godfrey, Championship defender.
Yeah.
Coleman,
best days long behind him.
Coleman is old now. Jacory, good player. Van der Beek, I don't understand. I don't know what beak he's beaking at the wrong place anyway. Then the guy Mykolenko or whoever it is.
The Ukrainian
is cracked
before he left.
Cracked. Gordon. He's a bit decent.
Shining lights.
Yeah, he's a bit decent, but still, like, shouldn't be playing week in, week out.
He's not
you
ready.
got great. You got great. Shouldn't be playing week in, week out. Richarlison is a bit like Rafinha. At the end of this season, they shouldn't be at their respective clubs.
If he's got any sense.
And then I'm looking at the bench at Everton. El Ghazi, Rondon, Gomez, Iwobi, Allen, Keane. There's some decent players there. But my problem is, why buy Dele Alli for 40, 50 million and the guy doesn't start your games if he's not going to be playing? The guy was finished at Spurs. Spurs, when this guy didn't perform in the last 3 years, and then you fork out 15 million without even... Basically, Dele Alli came literally 2-3 days after he joined the club. Yeah. You bought a player, you didn't even assess the playing squad first, and then you just buy a guy. Now you realize it's crap. You can't even get into the lineup.
You have to ask questions about what's it called, even the appointment of Frank Lampard in the first place. That's why I said that it's a mess on and off the pitch. Is Frank Lampard got enough experience in this situation? Regardless of what he done at Chelsea. When at Chelsea, he was at the other side of the table there.
Yeah.
For me, this is you need. We were saying you don't need a dinosaur Big Sam, but you needed someone who could come into the changing room and try and do something.
Hey, who would you appoint?
He won the first game, I think, and he's won. I think he's won one Prem game, one FA Cup, and then the rest of it has been losses. Sorry,
yes, I'm going to stop it. I'm just going to stop it.
Yeah, no problem. Give you the mic, Governor.
Grandchap just mentioned the players, yeah? He just mentioned the players. We cannot get another manager like Sam Allardyce. He's not going to do nothing to these players we've just mentioned. Ali. This team is damaged.
He wouldn't have bought Ali. He wouldn't have bought Ali in the first place.
Okay, even if he doesn't buy Ali, he can't do nothing to those players we've just mentioned. Seriously, these players are...
Yeah, so it's the manager's fault then. Why would you buy a player who's rubbish? How are you going to go from Spurs' bench to Everton bench?
Wow. Wow.
The whole project there's just I don't understand what they're doing.
Dele Alli
needs to go down. This team needs to go down, you know. Honestly, I think I'm gonna put my money on them.
It's possible. Everton are only relying on the teams behind them to drop points, even though now the teams behind them are getting points there, like Leeds were above them and then obviously you got who else won? Watford. So yes, but for me, Dele Alli, I think is one of those ones where money's come to someone young too quickly from being an England first guarantee or whatever. Now look at him.
I don't see him playing for England anytime soon.
That's another thing. We'll talk about Pickford as well if we got enough time near the end of the show when we're talking about the goalkeepers possibly. But moving on, Everton are in big trouble, and there's a big game on Thursday against Newcastle, and I only can see one winner, and that's Newcastle.
Yeah, but the thing is, if they don't win that, they probably give him Burnley a lifeline, and Burnley would take over.
Definitely.
Wow.
Moving on to definitely Wolves started getting back to winning ways there. That was a good result for them. And as where are they in the table there, Wolves quickly? That moved them up to seventh there above Spurs. Yeah. So well done to Wolves there. Yeah. Bruno Lange and then Wolves are back to maybe your team and manager of the season. But moving on quickly there to Leeds versus Norwich, because we time permitting to try and get everything in. Leeds versus Norwich was a must-win game for either team. For Norwich, the season's almost dead, but more for Leeds. And Leeds finally got Leeds got over the line, fortunately, because Norwich did equalise. And then you equalise, and then a few minutes later, in the same injury time, you concede a winner to Leeds. It's poor.
No, but
That's why Norwich deserve to go down. It's
poor. Norwich do deserve to go down, and I, for one, could understand. You know, what's his name? Is it Smith, the manager, or wherever it is?
Yeah.
So he had levels to go. Norwich was going to Norwich. And a club that come to the Premier League every season, and they go down every season, up and down. They yo-yo club. They yo-yo club. But Leeds, if Leeds make it and survive in the Premier League, in the Prem, I'm sorry, they need to put a statue for Rafinha, because my goodness, I've never seen one player drag a whole club. One player. Dragging the whole club.
Regardless of what happens, he needs to leave if a team.
They need to put a statue or put him in there. Put his name on the stadium as a
statue next to what Bielsa anyway, still, because he done good things for them. But moving on to what's it called them, and do you want to say anything on that game there, AY Footy?
No,
all right, then no problem. Moving on to another team that needs 3 points because they played quite the most games down there is Watford. There they came and surprised Southampton. Southampton, I think in the last couple of games now they've been they've lost their plot there still. So that was a very big win there for Watford, and Hernandez getting a brace there still.
Yeah, but that was always going to happen anyway with Southampton. But just the fact that. It's a bit of a shock, but Southampton always got that in them to lose stupidly. They got that in them, so I'll just leave it as that. But good. I mean, good game for Watford, but I still expect them to go there as well.
Yeah, it's true. Maybe a bit too late.
Yeah.
AY Footy, anything on that one?
Move on.
All right, then. Moving on to the Claret. Moving on to a Claret derby there because they both wear the same kit. Obviously, they didn't wear the same kit that day, but West Ham there versus Villa. West Ham, even though they're still trying to do an outside chance of finishing them fourth there, they did well to get the victory there because they were picking up injuries left, right, and centre. Obviously, Bowen's been out for the last couple of games.
Wow,
and then they picked up 2 more injuries there to keep players.
Ben Rama stepped up.
Where he stepped up because he needed to show Moisey that this is what I can do. So it was a very good victory there for West Ham. And Villa, a bit like the British weather, you don't know what you're going to get each day there. Brilliant sunny weather, brilliant winds for them, and then raining or cold when they're losing there. So that's the thing about Villa.
Well, they're back in top 10 now, so it's looking good for them. So that's good.
Oh yeah, but it's a game that they needed to try and show their level, but
they should
them anyway. But moving on to Arsenal there versus Leicester. Arsenal on the road there. The old Arsenal there. They can't stop winning there.
Listen. Right now, Arsenal, there's a real unity about the squad. But I guess obviously winning brings that sort of togetherness. I feel like people were laughing. You know, our old pundit on the show, FM was saying that. We should have bought Madison and all sorts of Madison's numbers. My friend, maybe that's why we kicked you out of the show. I'm joking. But listen, Odegaard, the signing of Odegaard he reminds me of a younger Ozil. You know, even though Ozil had more class, but
hopefully he doesn't go the same way as Ozil. But yeah, go on.
If he goes the same, if he goes down the same way as Ozil, is that a good career?
Yeah,
he's had a good career. So I don't, So, but he's a quality player.
I want you to say something. Remember this kid though, long time ago when he was like 14 or 15 years ago. Remember him?
Yeah, you don't sign for Madrid at the age of 16 and not be a potential. Yeah. So for me,
why did Real Madrid keep him anyway?
No. Good thing. See, the thing is. If Odegaard had come last season and performed the way he did, like he's doing right now, not really, not consistently. Real Madrid would have asked for more bigger money, but they would have kept him. But Madrid thought, get rid. They're still playing people like Kroos and Modric over there anyway. So I'm happy. I'm happy with the way we're playing, the signings. But I'm very happy for Lacazette because, like I said, what he does. Is all round play, and I miss Oba. I miss Oba if he's watching the show. But Yeah, but what Lacazette does on the pitch is fantastic. I know it. I'm hoping against Liverpool we get a draw at least. And like I said before, the start of this season with Arsenal, I said we do need it as well. I said,
yeah, but bigger stakes for us.
Arsenal are beating teams that they should be beating. That's what we could do.
Yeah.
Beat the teams that you're expected to beat, and then against the big boys like Liverpool, Man City.
It's a bonus.
There you go. Sorry, I'll be talking too much, guys. My bad.
But moving on quickly, there we'll say, go on. I'll say Arsenal, as I said previously and previous episodes. Now, fourth place is Arsenal's to lose. So going back to Leicester, Leicester, a team that I think they're still in Europe anyway. So they're safe from relegation. Their focus should be now is to try and win the Europa. Is it the conference that they're in or whatever? Whatever they're in, they should try and focus on winning that.
I think it was. That's the reason why he had Ndidi and Finger in the bench.
So maybe that's what they need to focus on. Arsenal is going to be a big test on them Wednesday to see where they're at on Wednesday evening.
We fear no one. We fear no one. You saw what we done against Man City, so we fear no one.
Well, what's it called?
Wait, bring it on.
There, but you might fear no one. But by
I think it's a draw game.
By 10 p.m. you'll be drinking something stronger just to say, how did we not lose by a bigger scoreline? But what's it called? 2-1 defeat is not too bad. But yeah, and that rounds up the Premiership results there. Just wanted to quickly talk about the marvelous performance from Real Madrid last Wednesday against the pretenders PSG. Benzema showed Mbappe, I'm still the king. You're the prince. I'm still king here.
And tonight, and even tonight against who did they play tonight? Mallorca. Yeah, he done some wonderful stuff today. But for me, PSG, Pochettino needs to get sacked. I'm sorry. Oh
yeah, definitely.
I'm sorry. He needs to get sacked. And if United think they're gonna get his manager and he's gonna be the guy to take them across the line and make them start competing again, I highly doubt it. Man United is not a development job. Man United is a big club. They need things now. And Pochettino, with all the resources that he's got, he's still floundering with PSG.
True.
And just one more thing. Messi, but you find a way to have Di Maria in that team. Di Maria
I think Di Maria was injured.
No, he played. He came on.
He came on. What's it called? Maybe there's no space here unless he plays in the midfield. But
that was put him in the midfield. Is quality.
Yeah, talking about Man United there. What's it? So what do you think of the what would be the result against Atletico Madrid tomorrow? It's 1-1 at the moment. I think Man United will just edge it through.
I think so as well. I believe so. Come on, United.
What about you? What's it called? Grand Champ.
I think penalties. Then it's a lottery.
All right, and if it goes,
they're gonna away goals no more. So penalties.
There you are. What about Wednesday? What's it called? Lille versus Chelsea.
Come on. Do you even bother watching that game? Chelsea won that.
There you go. You won't be watching anyway because you'll be watching the other big game on Wednesday, which is Arsenal versus Liverpool anyway.
The only big game on that day.
I'm going for a Liverpool win. What are you going for?
Don't you ask me such silly
questions. You. I'm talking about AY Footy.
Then call his name out then.
It's a draw.
A draw. You're always on the fence there. Why is it a draw? Anyway, that's
what? Leave the bet. If the grown man wants to say he's a draw,
he's shaking. If it's Man United, he'll be saying Man United is winning all those games about draw. Well, anyway, what about the big game on Thursday? Everton versus Newcastle. I say Newcastle win.
Come on, Newcastle.
I would say a draw. That's a draw for me.
All right then. Yeah. Once again, I hope you've enjoyed our football tussle episodes there. Keep commenting, keep sharing, keep subscribing, keep viewing. That's what
and if you guys want to come on the show, just hit us up and we'll make it happen.
Because we haven't had a guest for a long time there still.
Right.
Thank you.
There you go.